Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the Cleveland Browns and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The NFL season has hit high gear, and off we go in Week 11 on EA Sports. This will be fielded at the 8. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Steelers take over 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line.
Start! 180! 53 at the mic. Let's go! Switch! Alert, alert!
On 1st and 10, it's Roethlisberger. He'll find Juju Smith-Schuster. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. A good pickup there at 22.
1st and 10 at the 49-yard line.
No spacing.
Now the first carry for Wendell Smallwood. And down to the 44, 5 yards that time. This running game's so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
We want this. Hey! Middle.
A run with Smallwood. And shutting him off, now open field. There he goes, right side. And into the end zone. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Wendell Smallwood hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And they are able to strike first here on their opening drive. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. And he'll put it through to make it 7-0 Steelers. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Mayfield going to lead the Browns up now 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Bravo!
Working out of the gun, Mayfield. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Stephon Tuitt able to record his 5th sack of the season. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So the defense able to get off the field here on third down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on third down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Take it at the 37. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. They'll be looking to duplicate the efforts of drive number 1 that resulted in 7 points in the 7-zip lead.
Well, you know how much I enjoy horse racing, right? Looks like they caught a flyer out of the gate, as they would say when you run into big-time races. It means they get out to a fast start. They're setting the pace, making the other team chase now.
Tackle made there by Myles Garrett.
And this is why aggressive defensive coordinators love to blitz. It wreaks havoc because they end up taking their attention to the blitzers, freed up the D lineman to make the play.
Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run.
Hey, alert!
Out of the gun, it's Roethlisberger. Going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. And this one incomplete. Too much contact to hold on to that one, and it's 3rd down.
How about this offense? Already feeling good about themselves with a touchdown already in their first drive. They've certainly come out firing, even though that one was incomplete.
With the 7-0 lead, more apt to take a shot like that downfield?
Hey, you're 1 to the good. Go ahead and try and press your advantage.
Roethlisberger. And he's got Moncrief. And they're able to work this to the 25 before it's all said and done. A big 30-yard play on 3rd.
First and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Black 30. Mike, number 53. Mike, 53. Let him know. No spacing. Here we go. Black.
They run Smallwood. They'll be brought down at the 21 after a pickup of 4.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down. A very solid gain on that play.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Watch the run.
Here's Smallwood. And not much to speak of there. Maybe a yard down to the 20.
Baby, get him, boy. All right, now, Black 5. Let's get that ball. 2 times. Hey, 4 down.
From the gun on 3rd down, it's Roethlisberger. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
Partner, they weren't quite in the red zone, but things are starting to get condensed on the field. Throwing the corner route there, really nice play because it gives them a little bit of room to complete it.
Here we go. Black 80. Here we go, let's bring it.
They'll run for it with Smallwood. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Wendell Smallwood with touchdown number 2 in the game and now 11 on the year. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. extra point now by Boswell. And it's good, and they have jumped out here to a quick 14-0 first quarter lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Browns drive about to get started.
And on the first drive, 3 and out. And I know that these are professional athletes, but I would imagine sometimes you get the nerves at the beginning of a game still, don't you?
Those don't ever go away. And typically what I've heard from guys and what I remember from playing, if you don't have nerves at the start of a game, it's not going to be a great day for you. You're not really ready to play. So finding a way to harness those nerves and not let them affect you in a negative way, that's what all the guys are looking for.
They go with Chubb on second down, and he'll be upended at the 33 following a gain of 3. And guess what? It brings up third down.
And that's one of the reasons you like to blitz even on run downs. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the second level.
Mayfield on 3rd and 2. He's got his tight end, David Njoku. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 45-yard line. Operating out of Steeler territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. A first carry now for Kareem Hunt. And he's going to be met at about the 43. A minimal gain as we tick down inside of a minute remaining in the opening quarter.
Brings up 2nd and 8 at the Steelers' 43-yard line.
Mine's 50, mine's 50. Hey, alert 33.
Throwing on 2nd and 8. Mayfield. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
They're bringing a lot of pressure here already in the first quarter. Already sacked him once. Now they get in there and knock another one away. You think maybe that tuck rule being gone makes defenses a lot bolder?
Yes, indeed. That time lucky that the arm was going forward. Incomplete pass. And they'll need to get to the 35 if they want to keep this drive going on 3rd down.
Hey, alert, 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 alert. Hey, shoot.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. And that is incomplete. You can tell they were hoping for a flag there offensively. Several on the sideline motioning. Hey, why not a penalty? Why not a penalty? What did you see?
Yeah, I think you've got to let them play, and the officials are instructed. If there's contact coming from both sides, no flag. Let them fight it out.
And forces 4th down. So here we go. The offense is going to stay out there. They're going for it on 4th and 8. Mayfield to throw for it on 4th. Pressure comes and down goes Baker Mayfield. T.J. Watt. And this defense is going to get the football back near midfield right at the 48. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. They've got things going their way early. 14-0 lead and the football. 1st and 10. Now a pass that's taken in by Smith-Schuster. And he's corralled, but not before getting it inside the 35. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. 14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Second quarter action from Pittsburgh. It is the Steelers in control of the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Now it's Roethlisberger. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Jannard Avery. Give him the credit for the sack and a loss of 14 yards. So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. He's going to air one out. That's caught inside the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A gain of 28 yards there and give them a 1st down. Throwing now, Roethlisberger on 1st down. Under pressure, and he'll go down. Sacked back at the 31. Olivier Vernon coming in with some force for the sack that time. Well, they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Here's Roethlisberger. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. The pressure really ratcheting up. They get the sack on 1st down, then a near sack. They got to him there just as it was leaving his hand.
Yeah, they might need to change their pass protection scheme a little bit. Maybe bring another guy into the backfield to help protect the quarterback because that was awfully close.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the gun, it's Roethlisberger. And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Myles Garrett in there to get him, and that is now sack number 18 on the season for him. On 4th down, here comes the Steeler punter Jordan Berry to kick it away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. He punted 5 times in the win last week as this one's away. And you can't do it much better than that. This ball kicks out of bounds at the 4-yard line. The field position game, such an overlooked facet, Charles, of an NFL game, but this offense, they're going to be pinned back. What an ideal punt.
An ideal punt, and it leads to that term complementary football, because them doing that puts their defense in a great spot, doesn't it? Gives them a chance. If they want to be aggressive, try and maybe get a safety out of this whole thing, it puts them in that position.
Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half, maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9.
Rip left. Check 26, check 26. I got you.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb, and he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. It'll be a loss of 1, and that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. From the gun, Mayfield. Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And good field position coming up here. The football at the 12-yard line. He's continuing to be a big presence defensively. Remember last week, AFC Defensive Player of the Week, and a big pick right there.
And when you pile up big numbers, it gets everyone's attention. But sometimes the number just needs to be, how many game-changing plays did you make? Did you take the ball away from the other team?
And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Wendell Smallwood on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead. Boswell for the extra point. And it is now 21-0. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
A run for Nick Chubb, and the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. The tally there, minus 2 yards, brings up 3rd down.
And it's 3rd down.
The Browns on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 8. Mayfield down. Gets this to Kareem Hunt, his running back. Now the ball comes loose, and it looks like Steeler football. It is.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running around, and we just saw another one.
Opportunistic by the defense. The Browns drive about to get started. And this, you'd hate to say that a drive in the first half must end in points, but you're down 21-0. They're going to have to get something going fairly quickly.
I would agree totally with that because if you're going to mount the comeback, it's going to have to come in bits and pieces. It doesn't just all come at one time, right? We haven't seen anything more than a 6-point touchdown ever in this game, right? So that's how it has to be done. Get points on the board now. Start your comeback. But you're exactly right. Let's get it going right here in this spot.
And he gets this one to midfield before he's brought down. A gain of 13. It's a 1st down. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Kings.
On 2nd and 9, Mayfield nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Mayfield and this Browns offense staring at a 3rd and long now after the sack. 3rd and long for Mayfield. And the throw there going to be incomplete.
Sometimes it's just not your day. There's another failure right there on 3rd down.
Here's Jamie Gillen now as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And problems spreading to the punt team now. This one goes all the way into the end zone on the fly, so that'll come back to the 20. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive. And now the clock reads precisely 1 minute to go in the half. You want to run the 1-minute offense? This is a good test right here.
It certainly is, and definitely not a time to think about kneeling and going into the half. This is a chance to attack a little bit, but not having to get everything in one shot either. 10 yards here, 15 there. Work the sidelines, work the clock, give yourself a chance for at least a field goal going into the half.
Now Roethlisberger on first down. He'll find Smith-Schuster. That's complete. And he'll have this past the 30 prior to going out of bounds. It's a Pittsburgh first down, a gain of 13. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line. You think you gonna get this? No spacing.
To throw here, Roethlisberger. Open man completes it to Smith-Schuster. And all the way down to the 22-yard line. A big play there just before halftime. 45 yards. So the big play gets him all the way down to the outskirts of the red zone here for first and 10.
First and 10 at the 22-yard line.
Smallwood gets the give running left. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they stop it with 16 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 11-yard line. Here we go. Like 5. 59. All day, dog.
On first down, it's Roethlisberger. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Juju Smith-Schuster, the intended receiver that time. But it'll be second down.
Juju Smith-Schuster. It leads to second and 10.
So after the incompletion on first, now second and 10.
Check.
Here's Roethlisberger. This will be caught at about the 5. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So the contact came before the ball got there, and the flag is thrown.
Timing is everything, isn't it? And it's so hard to cover these great receivers. They have such great body control, and they can fake you out. In this case, as you described, got there before the ball got to the receiver. Penalty flag had to come out.
A chance to really cap off a big first half here as they come up on first and goal. Now Roethlisberger to throw. That is caught. It's Juju for the Steeler touchdown. Juju Smith-Schuster in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers, they broaden their lead.
And that's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. This one fielded at the 5.
Let's go, baby.
So we've come to halftime after a very one-sided beginning to this one. As we'll head down to Orlando, that's where we find our man Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now, so as you mentioned...
And he coughed it up, and it looks like Steeler football. It is! And they came out of the locker trailing. Not a good way to start this second half with their first drive.
Can't imagine that the discussion at halftime encompassed this at all. In fact, I'm sure they talked about, okay, kind of wipe the slate clean, start the second half, and let's go out and play the way we know that we can. That's not a great example of it.
They didn't envision that.
Middle.
First down, a run with Smallwood. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
The tackle back at the 37-yard line.
These two.
Going right back to Smallwood. And tough sledding. He'll get maybe a yard. Stop short of the 35.
That play reminded me a lot of a former teammate of mine. We used to call him the trash man. His ability to sift through traffic and make plays was uncanny.
And that's exactly what you want from your Mike linebacker.
Hey, alert, 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 alert.
Now Ben on 3rd and long. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. So on 4th down, the Steelers call on the number of Chris Boswell for the field goal try. From the left hash mark, this a 43-yard attempt. Boswell's kick is good. And they're well on their way now as the lead grows even larger. So put another 3 on the board. All things considered, a good opening drive to begin the 3rd quarter.
And as a defense, the way that this game is going, you're excited to see those points go on the board. Gives them a little bit of leeway to play with when they're out on the field, but they're real excited to see their offense score. Now they get to go out there and do their part.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. This will be taken very short. And they're going to have really good starting field position here as that's taken up close to the 40.
At their own 39-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And the turnover last time, that's sort of been symptomatic of their struggles here in this one. And now another turnover as this one's intercepted. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And he brings this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Steeler touchdown. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point put through by Boswell, and the lead will swell by 1 more. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They've got to dig down deep. I mean, they need something right now, really anything to cling on to. This offense has struggled.
Partner, join me in a walk to their locker room at the half, okay? Because I think what we would have seen is an offensive coordinator and his assistant coaches getting together with all their positions, then coming together as a group, going over adjustments, and then the head coach coming in and just screaming, wake up. Yeah. Let's get moving, guys.
I'm kind of glad we weren't in there at halftime, actually.
You think he might have turned it on us, too?
Yeah, but right now, whatever was said hasn't been working. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Now Mayfield. That is caught by the former Gator Antonio Callaway. Past the 20. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. That'll go as a pickup of 32 on the catch and run.
1st down, Cleveland.
So the big play means just like that, they'll operate from the red zone now on 1st down. Working out of the gun, Mayfield. And this is caught for a touchdown. Now hold everything here. Flag in the backfield. This one might be coming back. They're backed up here with a 1st and 20 now after the holding penalty. Mayfield. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week. saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
That's going to be caught. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Cleveland. Taywan Taylor hitting double digits with his 10th touchdown of the season. And the Browns able to get this one back to within at least some measure of respectability. Extra point by Seibert up and good. So they do get one score back, but still a long way to go here in the third quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Took just one play to move all the way to the 44 as they try again on first down.
Check out read.
Again, it's Smallwood. And he'll only get a yard, maybe 2, up to the 46.
Well, we saw him there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
Throwing on 2nd and 8, Roethlisberger. And they get to him with a pressure as Roethlisberger goes down. Olivier Vernon picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon. So the sack, and now a 3rd and long situation for the Steelers and Ben Roethlisberger.
I can't believe they even let you play.
Now Roethlisberger. And he'll find Washington. That's complete. And they'll get this well past midfield before being stopped just before the 35. A really nice gain of 25 yards.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 37-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 37-yard line.
Safety creep. Snickers, 66. Under crunch. Middle. Move.
Going with Smallwood running left. And he'll slice his way down to the 30 with a pickup of 7.
Yeah, another good run there. He's been such a big part of their success here this afternoon. And that last carry, it puts him over 100 yards now for the day.
At the 30-yard line.
A good run, got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Right here.
And now on the pitch, the ball's loose. And this is picked up by the Browns. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Often on fumbles, you look at the guy who coughed it up and say, geez, what did he do? But, hey, let's tip the cap to the defense here.
Not a problem at all, my man. I'm not even going to tip it. I'm going to doff my cap to him. Congratulations. Big-time play. Knocking it free and creating something good.
And with a flag down, he goes down. So they're able to sack him. Now the penalty looks like it could be holding. Let's find out. They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Here's Mayfield. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. This safety, Terrell Edmonds, picks it. And that pitch just sets him up beautifully right down near the goal line.
I remember being in a defensive meeting back when I was in college, and our defensive coordinator says, we're going to call this be who you are defense. D linemen, you play the run. Linebackers, be aware of anything. And secondary, you play the pass. That way, you're all set, ready for whatever they put out there.
They'll run with Smallwood. And the hole closes quickly here. He can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there. Second and goal. Second and goal from inside the 5. They try again with Smallwood. And he's in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. And that rushing touchdown, his 4th, puts him just one shy of the NFL record in a single game.
And we all know he would love to get to that record and even beyond it, but he doesn't need to in order to impress in this one, does he? What a performance. What an absolute great game that he's had here in this one.
Boswell good with the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line.
The Browns take over first and 10 at their own 26-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Mayfield leaves it for Hunt on the draw. And the hole closes quickly. He gets it across the 35 to the 36-yard line. Call it a gain of 3, but not enough to move the sticks. It'll be third and about a foot or 2. Mayfield looks to throw. He's got an open man. He completes it to Callaway. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
And the Browns first down.
Mayfield now looking to throw on first down. And he couldn't hang on. Would have been their 4th pick of the game. Instead, second down. Defensively, you said coming in earlier in the broadcast, the magic number was 20 points for you. That's what you thought they would have to hold this offense to, or less than that. And, wow, they've done that in a big way, haven't they?
Not only have they done it, they put themselves in a great position to win this one because holding them down was paramount. If they could get it done, well, guess what? We see the end result. Right now, they have their eye on victory.
And leading here in the 4th. Now they face a second and long following the holding penalty.
I got it.
Throwing, Mayfield. They'll go screen here to Hunt. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding call.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
from the shotgun. It's Mayfield. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down. Just nothing there again. He's been sacked multiple times. We've seen the interceptions, of course. He's really been through the ringer, hasn't he?
And what we've seen is a defense that's well coordinated. The front and the back really in sync. The front putting on the pressure, the backside being ball hawks and picking passes off.
To throw, Mayfield. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And they have possession, and they have it at the 38-yard line.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. After the interception, here's Roethlisberger. He's going to take a shot right away for the end zone. And nearly picked it off. He had a chance to come down with that in the end zone, but it'll wind up just being incomplete. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
I guess you're right. If they can get some first downs, just as good as running the football.
What terrifies defenses when they see slant routes thrown is that the receiver is on the move, and oftentimes he catches it and gets upfield. Does a really nice job rallying to him and stopping him for a minimal gain.
Alert, alert! Check, check. Lucky, lucky, lucky.
On third down, Roethlisberger. And he can't quite pick it. No interception so far. That probably should have been their first, but at least it's fourth down. And Boswell's kick is good. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
And you know in this league, you can never have enough points, but this widens it out, as you said, and now it's all about ball control, isn't it?
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. The Browns drive about to get started, and they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track?
Well, this is where leadership really comes into play. How's the head coach handling it? The offensive coordinator? Sometimes they just make a joke. All right, guys, you had your fun? All right.
Throw it out the window.
Yeah, let's get back on track here, and sometimes that'll work just fine.
I guess it's time now to lean on that leadership.
Real.
Mayfield on first down. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And brought down across the 50 to the 49-yard line. A good pickup there for the Browns, 15 yards.
Now that was pretty. They executed that curl route versus zone coverage, and that changes things a little bit because against man, it's often a tight curl, tight, sharply run route.
And now here is another interception. Joe Hayden, the veteran, with a pick. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. Defensively, they've had their way in this one. That pick 6 makes that scoreboard even more lopsided.
I remember talking with a guy in the league, and I said, what do you do when the game's like this? You know, it's pretty much over. You ready to go to the bench and hang out? He said, oh, heck no. I want to stay on the field. I might get some stats. I might get a pick or two.
You like being out there at the end of these wide margins.
When they have to throw it, that gives you more opportunities to go get it.
Extra point put through by Boswell. And the lead will swell by one more.
55, round 7.
So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And following the pick six, and they have decent field position in throwing that pick six. We'll see how they attack this run.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
They told us, they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
Now here's a throw, and that's Taywan Taylor with it. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup. Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on first down. From the gun, Mayfield. Flushed out right. And this one's incomplete. Kareem Hunt is running back, the intended receiver. But it's going to be second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Mayfield with it once more. And he's got the hook up to Landry. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. And they're going to have themselves another first down as the tackle's made at the Steelers' 32-yard line.
First down, Browns.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. First down, Mayfield. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down.
Brandon, at least there's one bright side to that incompletion.
What's that?
It wasn't an interception.
Wow. You're a nice guy. That was kind of savage. But correct. No pick, just incomplete that time. Mayfield completes it to Higgins. And they'll get this one to about the 20-yard line. So the Browns in possession of the football here as we get you reset. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Mayfield to throw it. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Tell you what, partner, after he ices down, he's going to need a nice long soak in a hot tub after this one. He's been under duress the entire game.
Yeah, once again, hit as he throws. Fortunate that one wound up incomplete. To throw once more on 2nd and 10. Mayfield. Stephon Tuitt, the former Notre Dame man. In there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. 3rd and long for Mayfield. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Terrell Edmonds comes flying in from safety for the sack.
We've been around this league for a while, and many coaches never pull their starting quarterback, almost no matter the situation. In this case, though, I think he's got to make a decision. He's taking a pretty good beating out there.
Yeah, and with the deficit, maybe not wanting to risk an injury. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Ryan Shazier. And the return will be stopped at the 34-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirt.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They're going to be stopped up on this first down run. He might have gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but that's it. So after the run for no gain, here's 2nd and 10. They'll keep it on the ground. Smallwood. That 2nd down run a big help as 7 yards leaves them with just a 3rd and 3 now.
That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
Play possession. Now Roethlisberger going top shelf for Smith-Schuster. A fight for the football, and it's intercepted. Greedy Williams picks it off. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.